Welcome to Storytime Kids.
Upbeat, gentle, and whimsical intro music begins and fades into the background. Hello, little dreamers, and welcome to our story corner. Are you ready for a magical adventure? Great. Snuggle up, get comfy, and let's journey to a place filled with green hills, beautiful flowers, and the chug-chug-chugging of train engines. Once upon a time, in a very busy train yard, lived a tiny blue engine named Tilly. Now, Tilly wasn't like the other engines. The big engines were strong, shiny, and had loud, proud whistles. They'd puff around the yard, showing off how they could pull long, heavy trains. But Tilly was small. She had just two little cars and a sweet, quiet whistle that went toot toot. The bigger engines often teased her. The big red engine would say, "Ha, you're too small to pull any heavy trains." And the grumpy green engine would add, "You're much too slow for any real work." But did that make Tilly sad? Not one bit. She would just smile her sweet engine smile and say softly, "Maybe I'm small, but I promise I'll always do my very best." One bright, sunny morning, something quite terrible happened. A special toy train, filled to the brim with colorful books, yummy sweets, and wonderful presents for the children in the next town, had broken down right near the big mountain. Oh dear! Inside the train cars, the toys began to worry. "Oh no!" they cried. "The children won't get their gifts before bedtime." The station master looked around for help. "Who can take this train over the mountain?" he called out. The big red engine just shook his head. "The mountain path is too steep and winding. I can't go up there," he said. The green engine let out a big yawn. "I'm far too tired today. Let someone else handle it." The other big engines all found excuses too. Just then, a gentle toot-toot was heard. It was Tilly. She rolled forward, her blue paint shining in the sun. "I'll do it," she puffed. "I may be small, but I will try my absolute hardest." The other engines couldn't help but laugh. "You?" they chuckled. "You'll never make it up that huge hill, little one." But Tilly didn't listen to their doubts. She knew what she had to do. With a determined spirit, she coupled herself to the long toy train and started on her journey. Chug, chug, puff, puff. At first, the track was smooth and easy. Tilly hummed a happy tune as she went. The toys in the train cars felt hopeful. They clapped their little hands and sang, "Go, Tilly, go! Go, Tilly, go!" But soon the path started to climb. It grew steeper and steeper and steeper. A strong wind began to howl, and dark clouds covered the bright sun. Tilly's little wheels started to slip on the cold metal rails. Steam poured from her chimney as she worked harder than she ever had before. She felt so tired. Her little engine body ached, but she wouldn't give up. She whispered to herself, over and over, "I think I can ... I think I can ... I think I can." Up, up, up she climbed inch by inch. The toys peeked out of their windows, their faces full of hope. They started cheering her on. "You can do it, Tilly," shouted a brave teddy bear. "Don't stop now, you're so close," squeaked a little doll in a pink dress. Tilly's heart beat fast, like a little drum. Her wheels turned slower, and slower ... and slower. It felt like she was barely moving. With all the strength she had left, she puffed, I can." And then, with one final, mighty push, she did it. She reached the very top of the mountain. Hooray! Tilly stopped for just a moment to catch her breath. She looked all around her, and oh, the view was breathtaking. The valley below was glowing under a beautiful golden sunset. It was the most wonderful thing she had ever seen. After her short rest, she began to roll gently down the other side of the mountain. It was much easier now. Chug chug, whoosh! Faster and faster she went, coasting down the track with the wind whistling past. When Tilly and the toy train finally arrived at the village station, the children were all there, waiting with wide, excited eyes. "They're here! The toys are here!" They all shouted with joy. The train doors opened, and out tumbled the teddy bears, the dolls, the toy cars, and all the wonderful presents. The children laughed and hugged their new friends. A little boy with rosy cheeks ran up to Tilly and waved. "Thank you, little engine," he said with a huge smile. "You saved the day! You're our hero!" Tilly's heart filled with warmth. Her eyes sparkled as she tooted her whistle. A happy and proud toot, toot. That night, Tilly returned home under a sky filled with twinkling stars. She was very, very tired, but oh, she was so happy. And guess who was waiting for her back at the train yard? All the other engines. They weren't laughing now. They looked at Tilly with respect. The big red engine spoke first. "We were wrong, Tilly," he said quietly. "What you did today was truly amazing." The green engine, who was never grumpy again, smiled. "You taught us a very important lesson," he said. "You taught us that even small engines can do great, big things." Tilly just giggled her sweet engine giggle. "I just believed I could, and so I did." And all the engines whistled together in celebration, their sounds echoing through the quiet yard as the moon shone brightly above. And so, my dear little dreamer, I want you to remember Tilly's story. Whenever you face something that feels too big or too hard, whether it's learning to tie your shoes or climbing to the top of the playground slide, just take a deep breath, think of little Tilly, and tell yourself, "I think I can." Because you are strong, you are brave, and even the smallest hearts can do the biggest things, as long as they believe in themselves. Thank you so much for joining me for this story. I hope you loved it. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more wonderful adventures. Until next time, keep believing in yourself. Bye-bye.